Hello kids, welcome back to your English class from the book Marigold based on Ncert. Today we'll talk about the story The Scholar's Mother Tongue from Unit 6. So, when we talk about the story The Scholar's Mother Tongue, it has been taken from the stories, or you can say the tales of Akbar and Birbal. It is a short part related to Akbar and Birbal. Let's discuss more. Now, before moving forward, let me tell you that many questions might be coming in your mind reading the title of the story, The Scholar's Mother Tongue. Like who is a scholar, what is mother tongue, and many more such questions. So, before moving forward, let me tell you who is a scholar. Scholar is a person who has a lot of knowledge in his subject, means he is a professional in his stream. And kids, when we talk about mother tongue, it is the very first language that we learn to speak as a child. This story in your book is very interesting, as you might have heard Akbar and Birbal tales before also. So, let's continue. Now, coming closer to the explanation part, let us go through the image around the content. There are a lot of images nearby the content. Let's see them. Now, there is a throne over there and the king is sitting on the throne, and a pandit is there nearby the king, and a lot of companions or the advisors of the king are sitting nearby. Okay, and you all can see the pandit also. So students, we can say that this story is about King Akbar, his courtiers, and a learned pandit, or you can call him a scholar. Let's read now. A learned pandit once visited the court of Akbar. He told the king and his courtiers that he had mastery over many different languages. Now students, as you have heard the stories of Akbar and Birbal before also, once upon a time what happened, a pandit came to Akbar's palace. And you know what he told him? Yes, let me tell you. He said that he knew many different languages very perfectly. Without any error, he can speak many different languages. The Pandit could speak many different languages fluently. He was so fluent that no one could find out what his mother tongue was. He challenged everybody at Okay, let me explain. Now students, let's learn more about Pandit, that he can speak many languages without making any error. Fluently means without stopping anywhere or without giving a pause. One thing more is that he can talk so fluently all the languages that we cannot find out the language that he used or learnt first in his childhood, or you can also call it mother tongue. He challenged everybody at the court to name his mother tongue. When everybody failed, the challenge was taken up by Birbal. Now kids, the well-trained Pandit challenged every person in Akbar's palace to tell his mother tongue, but nobody accepted the challenge. Then later, Birbal accepted the challenge. That night, Birbal went quietly to the Pandit's room when he was asleep. He whispered into the Pandit's ear and tickled it with a feather. Now the Pandit was half awake, cried out suddenly, and shouted out words in his mother tongue. Now Birbal had an idea, kids. What he did, he just entered into the Pandit's room at late night when the Pandit was in the sleeping mode. He was sleeping, and Birbal entered the room and he quietly spoke up in his ears. And what he did, he also touched his ears lightly, or you can say tickling was done by Birbal with the feather of a bird. You can have a look in this picture. This Pandit is sleeping in his room and Birbal is tickling the Pandit with a feather. Very nice now. So intelligent. Now what happened later on? Birbal, the Pandit, half awake, cried out suddenly and shouted out words in his mother tongue. Birbal came to the court the next day and told everyone that the Pandit's mother tongue was Telugu. The Pandit was very much surprised and accepted the truth. Now, kids, as Birbal touched Pandit's ear lightly, he got up immediately and spoke something in his mother tongue. Now, what happened the next day? Birbal came to the court and told to the King Akbar and the courtiers that Pandit's mother tongue is Telugu. Pandit was very much shocked first, but later he accepted that his mother tongue was Telugu only. Okay, now Birbal answered, in times of difficulty, a person speaks only his mother tongue. He also told the king how he had gone to the Pandit's room at night to find out the truth. Now, students, there is a question for Birbal that how he was able to find out the secret, to find out the mother tongue. He explained to the king that he completed the task by entering silently into the Pandit's room, as I showed you in the picture itself, and then creating a difficult situation. He explains that whenever a person is in difficulty, he speaks up and asks for help in mother tongue only. So, kids, a lot of intelligence is required to accept the challenges, and you have to be very wise like Birbal. Birbal was a very wise advisor of Akbar. He was a companion, or you can say courtier, in Akbar's court.